welcome to episode 14. The last time we did the side story, Trust. But now we're gonna jump back into the main story. And yes, I'm aware why put the side story not separately. Well, I had to do it sadly enough, so I didn't have much of a choice. But anyway, let's jump in where we left off last time, and that was the poem reading apparently. Yes, that was the poem reading. Yes, that was true. My brain is very confusing. Anyway, time for Natsuki's poem then. Oh, my voice is gonna hate me!
Well, I can admit this is better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort.
That's good?
Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Soriori's poems from yesterday.
Huh? You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess if you're being friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, Dave is gonna hate that. Or like it. I have no clue.
Well, I didn't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
That was a little necessary. But think of it as this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is. I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
Okay. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her sing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my legs really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably crows. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talk to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. I'm gonna tell everyone.
Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday.
Yesterday was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. But I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of the poem isn't
arrogant jerk. Ignorant. Fuck.
like anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Do you know people like that?
Of course. It's about how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. It can be anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it.
I'm actually happy that I already did Sayori, that means my voice will survive longer! Okay, that was a weird stretch. Okay, time for Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. This is pretty good, MC. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing style yesterday? I guess you could say that. I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes. So, I respect you for trying new things. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings. And write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your readers to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have, well, an example of that if you'd like to read it. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods timidly, hands me her poem. No. Yuri nods and timidly hands her poem to me. Oh, wait, I remember this one. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of the night, while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an ordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that the raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon incriminates its face and reflects that much more light of my cutting knife. The very same light that glints in the eye of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken it to following me. You say that we've got quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequent, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavilion conditioning. I slice the bread and I feel myself again. Most likely I made a lot of reading mistakes in this. Sorry Yuri, I love you, but your handwriting's terrible for someone that has dyslexia. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. it's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can begin to imagine what the poem is about. That's right. It's a bit close to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in more than usual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Huh? That's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculous for strange interest? Uh-huh. She did? Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common. That's interesting. To me, she seems like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay, well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Okay, Monica next.
Hi again, MC. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I like that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you can come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had that sort of thing in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case, but maybe there is also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Harry. But in any case, Sarah's writing has kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knows what someone so happy would enjoy said? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look. save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, creating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sin, goes in, tangent. I like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pistol, a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaningless low beam. It's even more abstract than your last one.
I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short make it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though.
Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of the feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
I love the Monica writing tips.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is it about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well in the last minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sariori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing?
Monica?
Yeah, we're going to have a poetry performance. Each of us are going to use a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else go up and recite poems too. Sorry, I was putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sarah, who has been coloring our poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to perform in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagine Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys? No, Siri. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago? It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So, I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put a good performance, then we will inspire the others to do the same. And then more people will perform, the better we will be able to show everyone what literature is about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feeling that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and recite a poem, then I know you can do it.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The less we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine. I guess I just have to go... get it over with. Alright! Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glanced around at everyone else expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice.
Yes, everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously gonna be the death of me.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way.
Monica, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do that in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see.
Monica flips through her notebook to a specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. And before we start this, I'm gonna end actually today's episode on this note. Next episode we will definitely going to continue. It won't be suddenly another side story popping up. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed it. And I wish you a pleasant day, night, evening, or whatever the time it might be for you. And goodbye.